Epilepsy is a neurological disorder that can cause seizures. It affects approximately 3 million adults in the U.S. Sylvia shares what it's like to live with this condition.
In 2010, I was diagnosed with epilepsy. I was 26 years old and in my last year of medical school. My roommate said that I stared into space, smacked my lips, and made jerky movements with my right hand. I'm told that my face got red, my eyes watered, and I looked mad. I then apparently went right back to talking as though nothing had happened. I didn't really believe that I had epilepsy until I watched myself seize in a video 2 years later. Initially, I was not able to apply for residency, couldn't drive, and I had to move back home. Losing my independence was a huge issue for me. Since then, I've found a treatment plan that helps me manage my condition. I even went on to become a neurologist, and I now help patients with epilepsy.
So great that Sylvia was able to regain her independence and complete medical school.
Good for her.
Very cool. Today we are joined in studio by epilepsy specialist Dr. Michael Privatera, who will explain why epileptic seizures happen, because a lot of people don't understand why they happen. Can you explain it?
Electrical activity in the brain is triggered by chemicals that affect the nerve cells. And some of them are excitatory and some of them are inhibitory. And where there's an imbalance between that excitation and the inhibition, that's when seizures may occur.
Exactly. And, you know, a person can be diagnosed with epilepsy if they have 2 unprovoked seizures that are not caused by a known and reversible medical condition. Focal seizures can be confused with other neurological disorders like migraines, narcolepsy, or mental illness. So a thorough examination, testing are needed to make that proper diagnosis.
And Drew, in many cases, the cause for epilepsy, it may not even be known. But illness, abnormal brain development, stroke, brain tumors, traumatic brain injuries, loss of oxygen to the brain, genetic disorders, and neurological disorders, they can all certainly be factors.
Yeah, and seizures happen without warning. You know, the signs and symptoms may include such things as temporary confusion, a staring spell, uncontrollable jerking movements of the arms and legs, loss of consciousness or awareness, fear, anxiety, so a whole vast array of different symptoms.
And docs, it's so important for people to understand that having epilepsy, more than just a medical condition, as Sylvia mentioned, it can affect one's safety, it can affect relationships, work, driving, and so much more.
All right, so Dr. Privatera, do you feel there's a lack of understanding about this condition?
Yes, and I'm here to try to raise some awareness. Recently, a new in-depth survey called STEP, Seize the Truth About Epilepsy Perceptions, was performed. It was done on behalf of SK Life Science, with whom I've partnered. It was done to try to improve the understanding of epilepsy to help people with epilepsy.
And what did that survey find?
The main finding was that both patients and caregivers struggle to feel normal because of the unpredictability of epilepsy. Caregivers feel the emotional and mental stress, and that unpredictability of epilepsy can really be difficult. For patients, they may feel alienated or rejected, and they may feel that people don't want to be around them because they're afraid a seizure might happen.
And Dr. Privatera, in what other areas did the survey show epilepsy can affect a person's life?
In the area of work, people with epilepsy understand that there are certain jobs that they can't do, but they also miss more days of work, and often it's harder for them to keep a job. For caregivers, they also miss more days of work, they make less money, and it's also more difficult for them because they can be late to work and other problems like that.
Well, November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month. So how can people learn more about this survey?
They can go to webmd.com/epilepsy survey.
Dr. Privatera, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Talking about this important topic.